Why did so many cultures build the exact same structures? Predates not only Stonehenge, but the pyramids of Giza as well. Is it worth the 1 hour drive from Tangier? For me, so much curiosity and so much that we'll probably never ever know. What is up, guys? A good morning from the beautiful, beautiful Tangier. And today I'm gonna try rent a bike and go to a place that seems very mysterious. I couldn't find that much information on it, and everyone I've spoken to across the country has never heard of it. So that is the game plan. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, I'm gonna go start with breakfast, then try to find a rental place. Boom shakalaka, breakfast is done, now the real adventure starts. Yeehaw, we are moving, baby! Can I just do 50 dirham?
50 dirham?
50 dirham. Thank you. And we have made it, just driving through, you know, the farmland, the countryside. Probably about an hour drive, got a bit of a sore butt, but apart from that, I'm so happy to be here. This feels really special. And I'm greeted by none other than Mr. Turtle. Tortoise? Turtle, I don't know. Oh my God, there's another one. So surprised to see these. I'm gonna have to be careful of where I step. Bye-bye. But this is where we were heading. This is the only stone circle in the entire country. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that I love these things. Archaeology, understanding history, understanding the connection between different cultures through things like this, through stone circles. Why did so many cultures build the exact same structures? What was the purpose? Still remains a mystery, but I'm here to explore it. So this is called Cromlech di Mzoura, and very little information on this site can be found. What we do know is it is comprised of 167 megaliths, and the tallest is 5 foot. So that one that we saw as we came in is about 5 foot. And it wasn't known to the West until about 1830. And much like all of the other stone circles that I visited, you know, Stonehenge, all the ones across Wales, they are tied and linked to mythology, legend and stories. So I'll walk around and get into that. But as I mentioned, where's he gone? You really have to be careful where you step. Yeah, look, because look how little he is. He just blends in with the rocks. So yeah, if you come here, try not to squish any of them. Now, unfortunately, no drones are allowed into Morocco. Otherwise, I would love to fly it up and show you just how perfect this circle is. It might be the biggest circle I've actually been in. So this is where it starts. And if we follow it, it just wraps around. Massive boulders over here. Beautiful landscape in the background. And they're always set in special places. You can see it wraps all the way around until we're back at the start, making a circle. And it's believed, or the legend tells us, that this is the tomb of Antæus, who was a mythical giant, the son of Earth and Neptune. And he had this immense strength, but his strength came from having both feet placed on Gaia, placed on the earth. And Hercules understood this was a weakness, and so yeah, it's believed that this is a gravesite for him. Now, the Berber people in this region have a different belief. They say that this stone circle was built by Dajulas, which are like pre-Islamic pagan giants, as well as ghouls and magicians. And this could confirm two things. The first being that the people who did create this site, possibly ancient Berbers, believed in, had these complex cultural beliefs, and they were shared throughout North Africa, because we see stone circles like this in other countries in the region, right? This is the only one in Morocco, but you will find them throughout North Africa. And it could also indicate that the person who was buried here held a large amount of strength or power. So what I've learned is that these legends often, or possibly often, revolved around a truth. So maybe Antæus, he's used because the person who was buried here was, you know, a strong warrior. But it's so interesting, like I said, because you see these stone circles throughout the world in this exact formation. Big, big boulders being carried from possibly very far, placed underground and creating a large, large circle. And the question I have is why? Why go through all of this effort to create this monument, which, as you can see today, is empty? I am the only person here, apart from, you know, of course, the families that live around here. Not a bad place to live, right? And as I said, they're always set in really beautiful locations. You can see the rolling hills over here. And yeah, again, so many questions. Did the people of Europe, where there's so many stone circles, like in Wales, like I've showed in my previous videos, did they have a cultural connection with the people of Morocco? How is it that everywhere in the world you have these? And this dates back, it's believed that it dates back to around 3000 BC, meaning that it predates not only Stonehenge, but the pyramids of Giza as well. So it's super old, it's super interesting, there's not that much information out there, and I'm the only one here. On camera, it might be kind of difficult to get an idea of how big these are, but for reference, they're big. You'll just have to take my word for it. And I'd imagine they are very, very heavy. And of course, stone is not something that deteriorates easily over time. So, like I said, this is possibly going back 5,000 years ago. And yeah, completely free to walk around, to wander. I don't know why more studies haven't been done on this site. Maybe it's unknown, maybe it's not that interesting to archaeologists, but it's interesting to me, and I hope it is for you too. As we're walking over here, you can see the size of them varies, right? You see some small ones, maybe some have been broken, but as we walk over here, we have, again, really, really big sized stones. And for a lot of people, it's just a pile of stones, but to me, it's a connection to our ancestors. It's a connection to the people of the past. And it's a reminder that we don't know that much about our past. We have speculations, we have ideas, we have theories, but the truth is, we don't know that much. We piece together what we can, but we don't know why this was built. We don't know what the purpose was. We don't know who built it, right? And that's the case for so many archaeological sites. So much remains a mystery. The pyramids, the Egyptians wrote down everything in hieroglyphs. They documented everything, but nothing about how they built the pyramids. Why? What? There's so many questions. The same in Petra. The agreed belief is that they're tombs, but there's so many questions that lie beyond that theory. And when you come to a place like this and you study it a little bit, you understand that they're not just rocks. They are a deep, deep, deep way to connect with the people of our past. And it's just amazing to be here, to travel through the world, to understand I have a passion for all of this, and to be able to come and explore it freely. Now, I will show you the pillar stone over there, the biggest one, as that is believed to be the graveyard for Antæus. But I'll take a little walk in the middle because you can see, I believe it's called a cromlech, which is like two pillar stones and a headstone on top, which very famously you'll see in Stonehenge. And I don't know if these are original. I don't know if people have built these afterwards. But considering the area that we're in, considering there's no tourists, I would lean towards these could have very well been built a long time ago. I think when people don't know what they're looking at, you know, they have the tendency to come and just kick them down. So I don't know. The honest answer is I don't know. And this is a very large area, a mound in the middle. Why? What was here before? Was this used for rituals? Was this used for ceremonies? So much curiosity and so much that we'll probably never ever know. So there it is. So this is believed to be the tombstone for Antæus. and you can see it is colossal. Absolutely huge. And I wonder, like, where does this come from? How far has this traveled? How did they carry it here? How did they erect it? And then again, more big stones over here. And like I said, the Berber people, the original inhabitants of Morocco, their belief was that, yeah, giants built this, ghouls, magicians. And you'll find this in a lot of different cultures, this idea of magicians, this idea of magic, of sorcery, of giants. And again, it's in so many stories. And I really believe that part of being a human is telling stories. It's ingrained in humanity, and it has been for thousands, hundreds and thousands of years. That's why we sit around a fire and tell stories. That's why when you go in caves, there's painting. It's depicting a form of life. It's depicting something, a story. And as humans, we connect deeply and we understand things more through stories, right? If I tell you a story, it's likely that you'll connect with it and understand it. So maybe it wasn't magicians who built this, but maybe it was people who had an element of magic to them, had an element of, you know, something special. And so it's depicted like a story so that our brains can understand it. Our brains can understand that this wasn't built by normal people. This wasn't built by your average Joe. This was built by someone or multiple people who clearly have, you know, thought about this a lot. It's very well thought out. It would have taken a long time. And yeah, or maybe they were giants and it wouldn't have taken so long. I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know, and we will never know. But I think all of that is part of the mystery. All of that is part of what makes visiting sites like this just so special. The curiosity and the fact that we just don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think this is used as an ancient burial site? Do you think it was used for rituals? Do you think it was built by giants and magicians? Or something that we may have no idea about at all? That's just about going to wrap it up. I am so happy that I've been able to visit and experience the place, the history, the feeling here, the energy, and another country we've been to, and another incredible site that we've been able to explore. I'm incredibly thankful, and a big thank you to the person who told me about this, who commented on one of my previous videos. Without them, I would not have known about it. If you type in what to do in Morocco, this is not going to come up. So, is it worth the 1 hour drive from Tangier? For me, absolutely. Just the feeling alone and the connection to the past is worth it. For you, maybe this video is just enough. But if you're in Tangier or even Asila and you have a scooter, it's definitely worth coming to check out. It will probably be just you alone, as it has been for me today. And yeah, very special. If you want to rent a bike and come and do the same, I'll put up where I got the bike from. It is not as cheap as Asia, so I think you expect to pay like 20, 25 euros per day. And yeah, I ended up putting a full tank of fuel, so I guess it's around 30 euros, which is not the cheapest, but worth every single penny to be able to come and visit this. Okay, that is going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you've enjoyed exploring this as much as I have, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.